Hello everyone, welcome back to Resource Geography. Today we are going to discuss iron and steel as a major manufacturing industry. We all know that iron ore was the index of industrial development. Hence, among all the manufacturing industries, iron and steel industry holds an inevitable position. The quality and the quantity of the iron and steel produced in a country greatly influences the nature and the type of industrial development of that nation. It has been estimated that over 65% of all machine tools, electricals, transports, utensils, and many others are solely manufactured by iron and steel. At almost every stage, thus, this metal is being used. So let's look into some of the few basic properties or the advantages of this metal that made this metal to a worldwide consumers. The durability and the strength of the iron is one of the prime characteristic of iron and steel. Hence, it is highly used in communication, construction as an important as strategic material like armament. A use of steel is a must. This has a high ability to withstand the stress and strain. This is one of the most unique properties of iron and steel. Iron and steel has a high ability to transformation. After casting at a high temperature, the steel can be transformed into any shape. Besides, the metal is easily available and has cheap production cost when compared to other metallic minerals. Even though iron ore is a localized mineral, most of the areas of the world has availability of this metal. Besides, iron has a high property of easy mixing with other alloy metals like manganese and chromium. This improves the quality and the strength of the product. So, the basic process involved in the iron and steel production is the refinement of iron ore. Usually, coal and limestone are the major raw materials used for this refinement. The heat harnessed from the coal is used to blast the furnace. The limestone is being used as a flexing material, which helps to remove the impurities from the ore. The product thus produced is widely known as pig iron. The further processing of the pig iron results in the production of cast iron, wrought iron, and finally the steel. The iron ore refinement process has undergone a sea change in the last 2 decades. Earlier, it was the blast furnace, and later on, various processes were developed in the conversion process. The notable processes among them are the open hearth process, the Bessemer process, the electric arc furnace, the oxygen processes, including the LD converter and the Caldo converter. What determines the location of iron and steel industry? At least two sets of factors are responsible for the location of iron and steel industry: the primary factor and the secondary factor. The primary factor is the most important one, which includes the availability of raw material, market, energy supply or the power supply, and the labor facility. The second type of factor can be regarded as a survival factor. It includes the establishment cost and the production cost. The initial factors like the raw material, energy source, and market has a tremendous influence on the locational pattern of iron and steel. As the iron ore is an impure or a weight losing material, they always tries to locate the industry near to the raw material sources. This is already as suggested under the least cost location theory proposed by Weber. Now let's look into the global distribution and the production of iron and steel in the world. The global crude steel produced reached almost 1,869 million tons for the year 2019, which was almost 3.4% higher than the previous year's production. The crude steel production is almost found in almost all the regions in 2019 except a slight decrease in Asia and the Middle East. China is the largest producer of iron and steel in the world. The country produced 996.3 million tons of steel in 2019. This almost accounts for 53% of the total world production. This is also 8.3% higher than what the country has produced in the year 2018. The major centers of iron and steel production are the South Manchuria, the Yangtze Valley, and the Northern region. The Hassel Group and the Bow Steel Group are the China's biggest steel producer. Mainly, the Chinese steel is exported to South Korea, Vietnam, and Philippines, who are the largest buyers. India is the second largest producer of steel in the world. The crude steel production of the country in the year 2019 was 111 million tons, which is an increase of 1.8% from the previous year 2018. The Tata Steel Group, the Steel Authority of India, and the JSW Steel Limited are the India's top steel producers. Nepal, Belgium, and Bangladesh are the biggest buyers of iron and steel from India. Japan is the third largest steel producer in the world. The country has produced 99.3 million tons of steel in 2019. This was, however, a decrease of 4.8% for the country that has produced in the year 2018. The major centers of iron and steel production in the country are the Tokyo-Yokohama region, the Nagawa region, the Osaka-Kobe, Okayama, and Hokkaido region. Japan is the second largest exporter of high-grade sophisticated steel. Nippon and Sumitomo and JFE are the largest steel producer in the country. USA is the fourth largest producer of crude steel. The country has produced 87.9 million tons of steel in 2019, which was just not even 10% of what China has produced. And there is a 1.5% increase of crude steel production from 2018. Earlier, USA produced a higher employment opportunity from this industry. Over the past few years, the employment in this industry has rapidly seen a decline. The major centers of iron and steel production are the Lower Lake region, the Eastern, the Southeastern, the Western, and the Youngstown region. Canada and Mexico are the largest buyers of iron and steel from USA. South Korea is the fifth largest producer of crude steel in the world. The country has produced 71.4 million tons of crude steel in 2019. The production of crude steel is, however, 1.4% lower than when it is compared to the 2018 production. The South Korean steel industry is the nation's key industry and has played a significant role in the economic growth of the country. POSCO and Hyundai Steel Co. Are the biggest producers of South Korean steel. The country is the fourth largest exporter of crude steel in the world, and the major buyers are China, USA, and Japan. Besides these above said countries, Russia, Germany, Turkey, Brazil, and Iran are the other major producers of crude steel in the top 10 position as per 2020 statistics. I hope you enjoyed the session. For any doubts or queries or suggestions, please post in the comment box or through the Edmodo. I wish you a great day ahead. Thank you.